This is Plant-Based Briefing, The True Material Monster in Our Wardrobes, Animal Leather, by Sasha Camilli at speciesunite.com, posted at all-creatures.org. And I'm your host, Marian Erickson. This is the curated content plant-based podcast where I narrate a variety of articles with permission on healthy, compassionate, and sustainable living in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. And I'm pleased to have permission from all-creatures.org to share their content. All Creatures does a great job curating tons of content. They also have a great resource called What to Eat When You Don't Eat Animals. That's on their website, and I actually did a podcast episode about this, episode number 350, if you want to check that out. But this is a PDF that's free. You can download it, share it, and it explains how to shop for vegan products, how to eat when dining out, vegan alternatives, all kinds of great stuff that people really aren't that aware of if they're not part of this plant-based or vegan world. I was surprised to learn that people don't know there's vegan butter alternatives or just things that we're so used to. So it is a great resource to share. I always have a link to that in the show notes as well, and you can find it at all-creatures.org. So now let's get to today's plant-based briefing. The True Material Monster in Our Wardrobes, Animal Leather, by Sasha Camilli at speciesunite.com, posted at all-creatures.org. The recent Guardian piece, We're Creating a Material Monster, The False Logic of Faux Leather, linked here, by Tasman Blanchard, got many things right. Overproduction and the harmful effects of fossil fuel-derived materials on the environment are in fact issues that should be high on fashion's agenda. But in its criticisms of faux leather-centric collections, such as Kylie Jenner's latest KHY range, The Guardian forgot the elephant, or perhaps the cow, in the room, animal leather. Tasman Blanchard, known for her excellent work in the sustainability space, does briefly mention the impact of animal skins on the environment and the fact that vegan leathers are gaining popularity. However, the reasons for this shift are entirely glossed over. In recent years, as never before, the leather industry has faced increased scrutiny. Not only did the Pulse of Fashion Industry Report, linked here, find it to be the material with the highest cradle-to-gate environmental impact, but numerous undercover investigations also brought to light the treatment of the animals whose lives were lost to biker jackets, clutch bags, and kitten heels. Produced at the rate we're currently going, leather is an enormous environmental problem. Leather production has a great eutrophication impact. Eutrophication is an environmental problem that sees runoff waste interfere with ecosystems by causing plant overgrowth in waterways. This disrupts the fragile systems and kills animals by affecting oxygen levels in the water. Eutrophication is just one way in which the leather industry is killing animals outside of the slaughterhouse. The crop deaths that anti-vegans bring up, connected to growing plants, are much more numerous when farming animals than when growing plant-derived alternatives. A staggering 75% of all land used for agriculture in the world is used for raising animals, growing their feed, and this is what over 80% of the world's soy production goes to, and grazing animals. This, of course, leads to trees being cut down and land being cleared in order to make room for animal farming, which includes leather. 80% of deforestation rates in the Amazon are linked to cattle ranching. Workers suffer hugely in leather production. Exposed to tannery chemicals such as chromium, aluminum, mineral salts, and coal tar derivatives, they are prone to illness, at risk for dermatitis, ulcers, and some cancers. It is estimated that 90% of all tannery workers in Bangladesh will die before age 50 due to the effects of toxic chemicals. It has also been documented that slaughterhouse workers are among the professional categories that suffer from among the highest rates of post-traumatic stress disorder. And of course, environmental destructions are only a part, albeit a crucial one, of the myriad of reasons why more fashion lovers than ever are moving away from leather. The Guardian article shies away from addressing ethical concerns, but contributing to the violent deaths of over 1 billion sentient individuals doesn't sit right with an increasing number of consumers. The majority of animals in the leather trade endure the extreme confinement and deprivation of factory farming, with painful mutilations such as castration, tail docking, branding, and sometimes dehorning. Living in crowded conditions, they are at increased risk of illness and face a grueling journey to the abattoir, be it on cramped live animal transports in Europe or long walks of up to 60 miles without food or water in India or Bangladesh. And on arrival, they face a horrifying death. It's common for the stun gun used to desensitize them not to work, leaving the animals conscious when their throats are cut. Concerns for animal ethics are a growing issue with some of fashion's most lucrative demographics. A Glamour survey linked here found that 73% of Gen Z respondents identified as animal rights activists. Referring to vegan leather as pleather was not the only aspect of the Guardian article that was dated. It also seemed to bring forward the tired narrative that has us choose between cow skins and petroleum-derived plastics, while in reality, these days the options are much, much wider than that. Plant leathers are no longer merely the remit of niche vegan brands. High-end designers like Hermes, Chanel, and Hugo Boss are working with leather made from apples and pineapples, to name a few. Focusing on fossil fuels in relation to plant leathers seem to want to erase the fact that fossil fuels are used throughout the production of animal leather. For example, leather is coated in plastic to keep it from naturally degrading, which in part accounts for its longevity, but it also forgot that innovation is actually removing fossil fuel-derived ingredients from vegan leathers. Natural Fiber Welding's Mirum leather is the world's first vegan leather that is completely free from any petroleum-derived ingredients, including coating. Made from a blend of plant oils and waxes that have been welded together, Mirum is erasing plastics from vegan leather production. It's also a question of intention. While fast fashion companies' main objective is maximizing profit at any cost, material innovation companies like Natural Fiber Welding realize that fossil fuel-derived ingredients belong in the past and are working towards minimizing them in production alongside increasing their products' durability and lifespan. Supporting the outdated idea that the only alternative to animal skins is pleather is not only inaccurate but also unhelpful. We urgently need to start telling a new story, one where the Mirums of the world are providing a valid and viable way forward. It's not all about cow versus plastic. The future is moving in directions that only a few years ago were unthinkable. But until the industry faces the cow in the room, progress will continue to be slow. You just listened to The True Material Monster in Our Wardrobes, Animal Leather, by Sasha Camilli at speciesunite.com, posted at all-creatures.org. And I'm Marian Erickson, your host. And I've done a number of other episodes about fabrics, but for leather specifically, I'll link these in the show notes, but you might want to check out episode 18, What is Vegan Fashion? 56, 9 Sustainable Fashion Statistics and Quotes to Brighten Your Day. 97, 17 Reasons to Go Leather Free. 113, Fashion Myths, 6 Fashion Industry quote-unquote facts explained. 384, Exotic Leather, Crocodile and Alligator Farming. 472, The Environmental Impact of Animal Products in Fashion. 518, Fashion and Animal Welfare, Everything You Should Know Before You Buy. 573 and 574, The Human Rights Issues Behind Fashion's Animal Supply Chains. And 683, Fungi Fashion, The Sustainable Appeal of Mycelium Leather. So please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.